What's going on, guys? This is Rich here of Remote Control, and making this video for you guys because there hasn't been really any new content on the channel so far, and I want to kind of kick things off with a video review of a game that a lot of people have been looking forward to and that has received a lot of hate for some of the big changes that it's made. But the game we're talking about is Devil May Cry, developed by Ninja Theory, published by Capcom. And this game was originally developed by Capcom, but Ninja Theory is now taking the task of reimagining this series in a sense and kind of changing things up. I mean, a drastic change for the main character, Dante, which before was a silver-haired demon slayer, but now it's completely different. And a lot of different mythos of the Devil May Cry series has kind of been changed up in this game. But since it has received a lot of hate, let's see if the game is as bad as people thought it'd be, or if it's an actual really decent adventure slash beat 'em up game. So let's talk about the presentation of the game. And one thing I just want to get out the way really fast is that for everyone who has dismissed this game because of Dante's new look and who have just said it's going to suck because of that and who's not even giving it a chance, I'm going to tell you guys are going to be missing out on a very good game because of that. And if that's the reason why you don't want to play this game because of Dante, of how he looks, you guys should really rethink things, because this Dante is just as much of Dante that we've grown to love. In fact, in my opinion, Ninja Theory has even fleshed this version of Dante out even more than past games, where you actually kind of care about him as he goes through this evolution from just being this punk kid to actually, you know, realizing his heritage and where he comes from and his parents and wanting to defeat the demon that, you know, did these horrible things to his family. And I would watch the cutscenes of this game and really be involved in them and really want to know what's going to happen, and you know, the voice acting is fantastic. The people that they chose for the voice acting, they did a phenomenal job, and they really keep you, you know, invested in the story. This is actually, in my opinion, some of the best voice acting I've heard in a game in a minute, you know, because it really moves the story along. And with a game like this, which is in a sense a beat 'em up game, the story and the voice acting kind of takes a back seat. But they did a great job with it. The graphics are great. This world that you're in changes because you mainly, when you're playing the game, you're in this alternate reality of the real world called Limbo. And in Limbo, things are completely different. You have things morphing, buildings morphing, things popping out, monsters popping out, and you could be running and things all of a sudden just switch up on you, and platforms appear. And what's really cool is that with this whole Limbo, it really gives the creators of the game freedom to just kind of make these twisted environments and not just have you run around in a basic castle or in a church like past Devil May Cry games. Every stage is unique, you know, and it looks different, and there's platform elements, and there's things that buildings that are warped to the side, and you know, it's crazy to look at, but it's really good eye candy. And with the game having great graphics as well, you really want to look at these things. So presentation is top notch, from the voice acting to the graphics to the environments. Everything looks good, and is, in my opinion, a good step up from past Devil May Cry games. So next, let's talk about the gameplay. And when it comes to Devil May Cry, the game can look pretty, the voice acting can be great, but if the gameplay is not top notch, because you're going to be doing a lot of hacking and slashing, then the game is going to fall. And I'm happy to report that the gameplay in this game is Devil May Cry taking a notch up. You have your primary weapons, your Rebellion, you have your ebony and ivory guns, but you also get angelic and demonic weapons. And these types of weapons, they can really mix up the gameplay, where like one can be, you know, very fast but not as strong as the attack, but the demonic one could be a really heavy weapon but very damaging. And as you're doing combos, it's really easy to switch between these weapons, because as you're fighting, you want to increase your style rating and as you do more complicated combos and use different weapons, your style goes up from a C to a B to an A to an S, and that all determines how you're going to be ranked at the end, and as well as you know, finding different collectibles and secrets in the game. And they have a lot of different monster types to kind of mix things up. So you have your basic enemies, you have your flying enemies, and then you also have enemies that require certain strategies. Ones have some that have shields, some that can only be killed with certain weapons, and when you mix all those things into one battlefield, it can get really hectic between you switching through weapons, pulling off stylish combos, and things of that nature. But there's also some light platforming in this game that implements your demonic and angelic weapons to kind of pull platforms and pull yourself into platforms, and that is also implemented into the fighting, because you can pull enemies to you, push them back, and pull yourself to them. So the combat is silky smooth, and transitioning between the weapons is very easy, and there's a lot of collectibles throughout the world, and they do encourage exploration, and you will find yourself going back to past levels because you didn't have the weapon at the time that could unlock that area. Then there's also secret keys, there's character artwork to unlock as you play the game, and as you experiment with more of the combos, you get a really good sense of the combo system, and you'll want to go and replay levels as well just to get higher rankings. And there's different difficulty levels that as you beat the game you unlock, so you can go back and play the game again but give yourself a bigger challenge. There's a training room where you can practice your combos before you even, you know, start the actual level. So they really give you a lot of tools to hone in your skills, and it really makes for a very enjoyable experience. So overall, I think this is a very strong entry in the Devil May Cry series. I'm actually really looking forward to what they do with this. I really would like them to continue using this Dante and really, you know, making sequels from this. I mean, I love the old Dante, don't get me wrong, I like the old Dante, but this Dante I really like a lot, and I really think that for something that is kind of like a reboot, they did a phenomenal job. And there are things that are kind of wrong with the game, and it's not really big things, it's just kind of nitpicking. They have an auto lock system, but sometimes it'll lock on to just enemies that you don't necessarily want to lock onto, and the little things like that, but nothing really game breaking. I can't find much really wrong with this game, and I had a blast going through the game and playing it. And I think that if you're a fan of Devil May Cry, you should definitely give this a chance. Do not write it off because of Dante. Don't be that type of gamer. Give it the benefit of the doubt. Give it a try. If you try it out and you don't like it, then that's fair. But to just write it off because of how Dante looks and all this nonsense that I've read and stuff is ridiculous, because you're going to miss out on a very good experience. And with upcoming DLC, Virgil's Downfall, where you get to play as Virgil in the game, I mean, it's going to be a very good experience for you, and there's content to come. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts on the game if you've played it, and if you enjoyed the review, make sure to subscribe, rate, comment. We'll have a lot more stuff coming in this year of 2013 that you guys are going to want to check out. So that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later. Peace.